That's the only word people kept repeating after the footage dropped. Seriously, did that just happen? Seriously, did Mark Wahlberg really walk off Good Morning America? Live, after a war of words with George Stephanopoulos? The answer is yes. Not only did he walk off, but what led to that moment may go down as one of the most unforgettable and controversial clashes on national television in recent memory. This is Flekar and Inspire, where we bring you stories that hit hard, stir emotions, and challenge what you think you know. Today, we're diving into the moment Mark Wahlberg stood up, dropped his mic, and left millions of viewers in stunned silence. Here's exactly what went down behind the scenes and on camera in 2025. It started like any other morning. Bright lights, polished suits, the high-gloss energy of live TV buzzing through the studio. Mark Wahlberg, Hollywood actor, entrepreneur, and devoted Catholic, was scheduled to appear on Good Morning America to promote his latest film, an intense, gritty drama about redemption and faith. But as always with these appearances, there was more brewing beneath the surface than what was on the teleprompter. Wahlberg entered the set with his usual no-nonsense energy, trimmed beard, fitted navy blazer, eyes scanning the room. George Stephanopoulos greeted him with a firm handshake and a practiced smile. At first, things went smoothly. They joked about early mornings, Wahlberg's infamous 4 a.m. workouts, and even his fast food franchise ventures. The crowd was smiling, the crew relaxed. Nothing hinted at what was about to erupt. Then came the shift. George pivoted the conversation. Mark, your new film deals with themes of redemption and personal responsibility. Do you think that reflects your own journey? Wahlberg nodded. Absolutely. I think we all go through phases where we fall short. I've made mistakes. I've owned them. I've grown. That's what this movie is about. Owning who you are and choosing to be better. George pushed further. Some would say it's convenient to promote accountability now, after decades of success and public adoration. There are critics who think your past, especially your criminal record, hasn't received enough scrutiny. Mark's eyes narrowed. I've never run from my past, he said slowly. I've talked about it. I've apologized. I've tried to do right by my community. What else am I supposed to do? Carry a sign around for the rest of my life? George didn't let up. You've been pardoned. You've been celebrated. But people ask, would a young man of color with the same background have gotten the same second chance you did? There it was. The spark. Wahlberg shifted in his chair. Are you trying to say I got a pass because I'm white and famous? George held his ground. I'm saying we live in a world where second chances aren't distributed equally. And you, whether intentional or not, are part of that system. The room went cold. You could hear the silence in the studio between breaths. Wahlberg leaned forward, voice steady but unmistakably colder. I came here to talk about a film. About healing, not to be put on trial for who I was at 16. You want to talk justice? Great, let's talk about it, but don't sit here and pretend like I haven't done the work. George responded, calm but pointed. Doing the work includes acknowledging the system that gave you that path. That's part of the conversation, Mark. Mark's jaw clenched. What conversation are we having here? One about healing, or one about tearing people down because they've changed? That's when the floodgates opened. George, visibly frustrated, said, it's not tearing someone down to ask hard questions. That's journalism. And if you can't handle that, maybe this isn't the place for you. Wahlberg stood up, just like that. No cue, no warning. You know what, George? I've done hundreds of interviews. And I've never been this disgusted. You're not interested in truth. You're interested in headlines. George tried to interrupt Mark, but Wahlberg was already removing his mic. Save it. I don't play these games. Not anymore. He tossed the mic gently on the seat, turned to the audience, and said, thanks for your time. Some of you are actually here for the right reasons. And with that, he walked off. Producers froze. George looked stunned, momentarily speechless. Robin Roberts leaned in and tried to salvage the moment with a quick, "We'll be right back," but the damage was already done. Within seconds, Twitter lit up. Hashtag Wahlberg walkout was trending within 15 minutes. Cell phone clips from audience members surfaced. Angry commentaries erupted online. Everyone had an opinion, and nobody was staying quiet. Some praised Wahlberg for standing his ground. Others slammed him for walking out instead of engaging in tough dialogue. A few labeled the exchange a necessary collision between accountability and ego. But most people, they just couldn't look away. By midday, the network released a vague statement about the incident, claiming the show encourages open dialogue and respects the right of guests to express their views. Wahlberg's team posted a short message on Instagram: "Respect is a two-way street. If you're not walking with integrity, I'll walk alone." That post hit over 2 million likes in 6 hours. Then came the media storm. Talk shows, blogs, and podcast hosts dissected the moment from every angle. Was George wrong to bring up race and privilege? Was Wahlberg too defensive? Were both men just doing what they were known for, one pressing, the other pushing back? In an interview the next day, Whoopi Goldberg said, "Look,